Carmela, today we're going to learn about a wine called Carménère.
What's Carménère?
Well, it's a wine with a really interesting backstory, a mystery, if you will.
I love a good mystery. Is it a scary mystery?
Well, I'm not going to spoil it for you. You'll just have to find out.
I'm in.
Hello, and welcome to the Wine Pair Podcast. I'm Joe, your sommelier of reasonably priced wine, and this is my wife and my wine pairing partner in crime, Carmela.
Hi there.
And we are the Wine Pair.
Woo.
All right, a quick orientation for those of you who may be new to the podcast. In each episode, we learn about and we taste and we review 3 wines that are reasonably priced. That means under $20 and should be easy for you to find. And our goal is to, have some fun, learn about some new wines, and talk about wines in a way that regular people like us can understand.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
That's right, and we're proud to say we are officially recommended by the editors of Decanter Magazine, who call us fun, irreverent, and entertaining, and call Carmela chatty.
No, that's a lie.
They do. They call you chatty.
No, they said that the podcast is chatty. But again, we know who the chatty one is.
Anyway, Carmela, we're back to our much beloved WTF, or What the Fucking Fuck series, right?
Wow.
I know, I go back and forth whether I say the F word or I don't say the F word, but this time...
That was like fully saying it. That was like giving it your gusto on that one.
Yes, true. And in these episodes, we learn about wines that most people have never heard of, or maybe they've heard of, but were afraid to try.
Oh my
I don't know why I said it that way.
I'm afraid.
And there's a specific purpose for this, Carmela. What could that purpose be?
What do you mean?
Why do we do these WTF things?
Oh, because we want to introduce you to a wine that you may not know about and you might really enjoy.
And we are learning too, so that's part of the fun.
Right.
Because we're nerds and we like to learn stuff.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, all right. I am a nerd and I like to learn stuff. And as we record this, Carmela, we are getting to the end of November, and evidently Carménère Day is on November 24th.
What?
Which is,
Wait a minute.
I know.
It has its own day.
Well, of course, everything has its own day.
No,
really.
that's so weird.
But the weird thing about Carménère Day this year, in the year 2022, is what? It's the same day as Thanksgiving.
Oh, Thanksgiving.
So
Wow,
what are we going to
wow.
do on Instagram? Happy Thanksgiving or Happy Carménère Day?
Happy Carménère Day.
I guess. Okay.
Hey, so every wine has their own day.
I guess. And I don't know who the wine day person is, but I want to meet that person
Yeah, and
someday.
how they decide, like, oh, that's the day for Carménère.
I don't know.
Weird.
Okay, so we're going to learn today what the fuck is Carménère.
Oh my gosh,
And for a
this
little
is
teaser,
shocking.
Carmela, Carménère is a wine that was the victim of mistaken identity for over 100 years.
Dun, dun, dun.
I know, crazy, right? Now, before we talk about what the Carménère is, I didn't want to say fuck. Well, we have to talk about how we figure out how to pronounce all of these rando wines and regions and stuff that come up in our podcast. So if you search for how to pronounce a wine on the Google machine, you know the Google machine?
Yes, I do know the Google machine.
You will inevitably run into a guy named Julien. And he's this French guy who has these funny short videos where he explains how to pronounce these tricky wines. And here is his video.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he is amazing. Here's his video for Carménère. Hang on.
Carménère. Carménère.
Carménère.
Typical French pronunciation, Carménère. Carménère.
What?
Carménère.
What's the right one?
I don't. They're all the right one. I don't.
What?
I can't.
That didn't help at all.
It did help. Okay, so I love these videos and this crazy
How did you
dude.
does he just do this? That's what he does for a living.
Yes,
Is he like a bajillionaire because he does this?
No, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about Julian, but the funny thing is we listened to him last weekend
I know,
at your parents'
I'm
house.
dying. What is happening?
Okay,
now
so
he's on the podcast.
Okay, so first of all, this is what he does. He pronounces and pronounces and pronounces the word, and he gives phonetic spellings and all that kind of stuff.
He was doing accents in different.
No, it's just Julian accent.
Okay.
He's a fresh man, you know.
Oh my.
And so anyway, I love his accent. He's awesome. On his YouTube channel, he has over 560,000 followers.
See?
Yeah, see?
Wow.
And his name is Julien Miquel.
Oh, my.
Miquel. And he started to pronounce other things. I'm not joking.
No, like what?
Like bacteria. And
Oh,
no, I'm
my
not kidding.
God.
Like
I'd rather hear the
scientific stuff.
wine.
He's crazy. Anyway.
Although he'd make bacteria sound probably beautiful.
Yes, whoa, they need French accent.
Stiff,
And I wonder how he'd pronounce our last name. But don't say it. Don't say it. Because I want to stay hidden. I don't know why. Okay, so I don't know how many clues. I don't have a clue how many videos. I don't have a clue or any clues how many videos this guy's made, but it has to be hundreds of thousands. I'm
My
telling
goodness.
you, hundreds of thousands of videos. So he has really understood how to like manipulate the Google machine.
That is hilarious.
So I did try to find out a little bit more about him on the interwebs, Carmela.
Okay.
And we do have a link to an article about him on our website. So if you go to this episode, the episode 53, you can look in our show notes and we'll have a link. But here is what I can tell you. He is actually a winemaker.
Oh, wow.
Or was a winemaker.
Wait, where's he? Does he live in France?
He is originally from France.
And still living there?
I think he lives there now, but that's interesting because he worked for Chateau Margaux in the Bordeaux region, and he actually worked for Chateau Saint Jean or Saint Jean in Sonoma County. And then he worked at the website Wine Searcher for like 6 years, and in 2015 he won some award for the best new blog.
Wow.
But again, like he has a ginormous number of videos.
Okay, so that's his job.
Yes.
What he does now is he just pronounces
I
wine name.
guess.
I mean, how come we didn't think of that?
I know, we're so stupid. All he does is make little videos
Jeez.
where he just pronounces things. And what do we do? We
amazing.
spend hours putting together
Well,
this.
you spend hours.
Okay, you're right. Okay, so anyway, so let's get back to Carménère and talk about, we're going to talk about what this wine is, and we're going to talk about the specific wines that we're going to taste and rate in this episode, and we're going to talk about the area of Chile where Carménère is being grown in high volume. We're going to talk about the mystery around Carménère. But first, Carmela, we have to do our shameless plug.
Go for it.
So if you're enjoying our show so far, and who wouldn't be, we would love you to go ahead and just subscribe to the podcast. Just subscribe, right? And then give us how about a 5-star rating and review?
That's
Why
the
not,
only
right?
the only way.
Right. So people will say, oh, hey, we really like these guys, I guess, because other people do. I don't know what I just said.
Wow.
You can also follow us or reach out to us on Instagram at the Wine Pair Podcast or on Counter Social, which is our Twitter alternative of choice.
You're just like a trendsetter.
I know. I'm so cool.
Counter-social.
I don't know what I'm doing. And you can also go to our website, thewinepairpodcast.com. And as we do every week, we'll tell you someone we think you should tell about the Wine Pair Podcast. And you should tell Julien, but you probably don't know him.
Right. If you could just do that.
And have him pronounce the Wine Pair Podcast.
That he can come to Sunday dinner.
Ooh, I like
if
that.
you can convince him to come, then you can come too.
Yes, you're right, but you've gone off the rails.
Okay,
so hold
I'm
on.
sorry.
We want you to tell anyone who loves Merlot and or has been to or is from Chile. How about that?
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Good enough?
That
Good.
works.
Okay.
That works.
All right, we're going to go with it. We're going with it.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about what the Carménère is.
Wow.
I didn't want to say fuck. So let's talk about what Carménère is. Okay, first of all, I'm going to be totally honest. Before this episode, we, and I imagine most people out there, had no idea what Carménère was.
No,
Did you?
never.
I didn't.
No, you're always introducing me to something new.
Here, Carmela,
This
meet
is Carménère.
Carménère. Which, I'm really bad at names. So what I'd say is, Carmela, introduce
Did you remember? And I
yourself.
go, come on, I don't remember.
I
You're
know.
supposed to remember.
And then the Carménère would say, oh, hi, my name's Carménère.
And we go, oh God,
thank
and we
you.
still
Good.
wouldn't remember.
Yeah, you're right. But I don't think I've ever tasted it before. I don't even think I've really seen it before.
Why did you come up with this?
Well,
then?
it's come up. It's come up. Like, and when you look around for different types of wines, it's come up. And so I put it down. I wrote a little note. I'm like, someday we should do an episode on what the F is Carménère. And so
Okay.
here we are. But I do know the wine is at least reasonably or relatively easy to find because I bought all of these wines on wine.com and you should be able to find them at local wine sellers like Total Wine. And I bet if you went into your local wine shop, if they didn't have it, they would order it for you. And despite our ignorance about Carménère, it should be relatively easy to find. Now, okay, Carménère is a red grape and a red wine. I'm saying it with a French accent.
Wow.
It originated in France, but is now actually very rarely grown in France. Why? It's a mystery. We're going to talk about this mystery.
Because it's been misunderstood.
Now, this is a wine grape that was grown way back when in Bordeaux, but many people thought it went extinct.
Oh boy.
Now, today, the vast majority of Carménère is grown in Chile, But the interesting thing is that the people who were growing it in Chile thought they were growing Merlot.
Oh my. Okay, now I get it. Why we got to tell Merlot people.
That's right. See,
Oh
it's a
my
mystery.
gosh,
The
the
whole show is a mystery.
connection.
Okay, so that's kind of crazy,
So they couldn't
right?
tell
Don't
the
you think it's-
difference, though? They weren't like-
Well, you're so smart. You're so
right,
smart. You
right.
kind of jumped it, but you're
Okay,
right. Okay.
okay.
So first of all, it's not totally crazy. So Carmenère was traditionally one of the 6 major or noble, they called them the noble grapes of Bordeaux blends.
Oh, wow.
The others are Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Malbec, and Petit Verdot. And in the mid-1800s, this is all part of the mystery, an aphid, a bug, a pest called Phylloxera, basically destroyed all of the vineyards in
My
Bordeaux
God.
in the 1860s, between the 1860s and the 1880s, and a lot of vineyards all over Europe, right?
Wow.
And so everybody after that thought Carmenère had gone extinct because when they started to replant wine grapes in Bordeaux after this pest happened, what they did is they actually grafted vines from U.S. stock, which was resistant to this bug, and they grafted it to French wines, right? And all the wines came back except Carmenère. Carmenère wouldn't make a comeback.
Oh my goodness.
And so everyone thought that Carmenère was dead and gone, like dead, no, like extinct. That I thought it was an
Wow, what
extinct,
a
grape, like
powerful
a
little
dinosaur.
pest.
They think exactly. So now here's what's part of the mystery too, Carmela.
Okay.
So in Chile, they started planting grapes, wine grapes, and Carmenère grapes, evidently in the 1850s before the plague. So they kind of beat the plague. They started planting these grapes, but everyone thought they were planting Merlot and not Carmenère.
Well, okay.
And in fact, this wine was called the Chilean Merlot. They thought it was like, hey, there's a little bit different Merlot there. It tastes a little different. Maybe it's because it's a slightly different grape stock and a different terroir, like different.
So where did they?
ground or whatever.
Somebody gave him like a bag of seeds and said, "Hey, go grow these." Or Merlot.
I don't think it was seeds. I think they had like vines or something. Anyway.
Okay, but
so
where did they get those vines?
I told you in 1850 they brought vines over from Bordeaux and they started growing them in Chile, but
okay,
they thought they
yeah.
were growing Merlot. And then
Okay,
phylloxera came and destroyed everything in France, and people still thought in Chile it was still Merlot. So they just thought it was Merlot, and everybody thought Carmenère was
is
dead.
fishy.
I know. So anyway, there's some things about it. So first of all, Merlot was a common Bordeaux wine. So this is why it's not totally crazy. Second, there are some similarities in the way they look. Like the leaves look kind of similar. And third, they both produce a very dark, rich red wine that has some similar flavors to it. Not exactly, but similar. And
So
then
then-
again, everybody thought Carmenère was extinct.
So who was the smarty pants who figured out that it wasn't Merlot?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the mystery has become deeper because I did not share any of this with Carmela, and she led into the perfect segue to talk about
Well,
how
I
they
mean,
figured it
wouldn't
out.
you- don't you want to know? That's like
Well, you going to let me talk?
maybe,
Chatty.
Maybe.
Okay,
you
listen. Okay.
You have hit your quota. Now I get to talk. No.
Okay, so here's what happened, and I found this on the interwebs, and you can from the best website I found was this. It's called the South American Wine Guide. Whatever. There's links in our show notes. But there was a French researcher who came to the Maipo Valley in Chile in 1994, and he went, "Hey, something is weird here." Now, I don't know anything about this, but this is what I read. He noticed that the stamens on the vines in a Merlot vineyard in Chile, they just didn't look like Merlot
He
vines.
just was studying.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm kind of pretending I know
Smart.
what this whole stamen and vine things mean, but
Yeah.
maybe some plant nerds out there, I'm sure there are plant nerds out there who can let us know.
course.
But evidently Carmenère stamens are twisted in a way that Merlot is not. I don't know anything about it. So the researcher said, I think this is Carmenère. And then they did DNA tests and they proved it.
Holy
Isn't that crazy?
cow. That's amazing. Good for him.
I know. I love him.
Wow.
I don't even know who he is.
I don't either. But
Okay.
I wish he's probably still living. Maybe.
I hope so. I don't know. Let's find out, but I'm not going to find out right now.
I think it's pretty fascinating.
We'll invite him and Julian over to, or Julienne over to Sunday night dinner. Okay, anyway, so why should we bother to drink Carmenère now? Well, first, I think, go ahead.
No, I don't
cut
know.
you off. What's one reason why we should try it? I don't know.
Because, well, if you're a Merlot lover,
You should do it.
might want try something new.
And also, if
Have
you love
another
mysteries,
option.
why wouldn't you try a mysterious wine, right?
Right. I mean, adds a little spice to your life.
Ooh, spicy spice. I need a little spice.
Wow.
No, I don't. I need a
Really?
little less spice. I think I anyway.
Too spicy,
I
huh?
am too spicy. I have been awfully spicy
You
lately.
have
anyway,
been
but
too
not in a
spicy.
nice spicy way, like in a
Right,
mean spicy
right.
way. Okay.
So no Carmenere for you.
No, definitely Carmenere for me. So the other reason is we have not been exposed a lot to Chilean wine. So I'm excited to try some Chilean
they are known
wines.
for some wines, right?
They are.
Definitely, people, I feel like, are interested in Chilean wines.
No, in fact, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. In fact, Chile is the 7th largest wine producer in the world. So it makes a lot of wine.
Yes.
And
It's hot there.
It's hot. It's hot.
It's hot. I don't know.
You are hot. You are right. You are hot. You are right. And you
Wow.
are hot. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
And so, I'm excited about it. Chilean wine for a while in like the 80s. Like I think every wine producing region in the 80s was like bad. But now it's made kind of a renaissance. And again, Carmenere is said to have some similarities to Merlot. So like you said, maybe people who like that style of wine will like it.
Right.
And it's supposed to go well with roasted foods. And it's supposed to go well with anything that contains cumin. That seems very specific. But this is what I read on the interwebs.
Okay, so is it okay? So I don't even know. You know all the price points on things, but is this a more affordable wine? Just in general?
I would say not more affordable. We have one of the wines we're going to try today. Kind of the lower end wine is, in the more affordable range. But all of our wines are under $20.
Right. But can you find a real specialty bottle?
Well, here's the thing. You're kind of jumping the gun as usual. Carmela
wow.
always jumps the gun.
Wow.
But we do have one that's a Gran Reserva, and it was under $20. So usually anything that you put Gran Reserva on, it's like they just like let's just call it expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think you're right. I think you can find some good bottles. We will find out because we don't know what this wine tastes like.
True.
So we'll see. But we did.
If
at
we
least
like
find,
it, then we'll be buying some nicer bottles.
There
Maybe
you go.
They'll just start. The shipments will
They'll still
come.
Yeah, exactly. So now I am excited to try this wine, but we're hoping that this is a wine that we'll like. To be honest with you, I'm a little worried because the last time we did this, we had a clunker. Do you remember what it was?
When we did this wine, we've never done this wine.
No, the last time we did this, did I say this wine? The last time we did this, where we tried a wine that we hadn't tried before, and we just decided on the podcast would be a great idea to try it for the first time. Do you remember what happened?
No.
Carignan.
Oh.
So episode 48. If you want to hear disappointment in a wine, that wine
But that's okay.
we don't know. Maybe
Look,
we just bought 3 clunkers.
Basically, we did a little homework for you peeps, right? Like that just is helpful to tell people you don't need to actually have that wine.
You're right. You don't ever have to drink Carignan.
Right.
Just listen to that episode and you'll find out. Now, this one is going to be interesting because I generally am not a huge fan of Merlot. Mm-hmm. So there's that. And the other is that these wines are supposedly supposed to be aged for like 5 to 15 years. These are a little bit younger than that. So we're going to see, we're just going to see these wines might be like you hot. Like a little bit extra alcohol, a little bit.
Is that you're kind of like you're spinning hot to be maybe not a real positive thing.
No, it's good. It's good. No, it is a good thing.
Like when you first said it, I was like, oh, I must be like extra cute tonight now.
Me?
No, you said that about me earlier that I was hot. You forgot already?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's enough. That's for later.
Wow. After some Carménère. After we listen to Julian pronounce Carménère.
No, we don't need. He's
hot.
That won't
okay.
work.
Anyway, all right. So let's get back to things. Let's talk about the Carménère wines we chose for this episode. Again, all the wines that we're trying today are under $20. We found them all on wine.com. We buy our own wine. Okay.
Yes.
Just chill out, people out there. We are not sponsored. I know. You see the bills. Okay. Fun fact, Carmela. You ready for a fun fact?
Yes, I love fun facts.
Okay. So
give me a tidbit.
All of these wines are from Chile, which is in South America, right? Mm-hmm. And what does that mean if they're in South America about harvest time?
It's all year long.
No, wrong. What is different about seasons?
Oh, it's opposite.
You're right. So what's always kind of interesting about wines from like Australia or Chile or South Africa is that when you see the year on them, they're actually about 6 months older than wines grown in the Northern Hemisphere. So that's kind of, I always thought that was an interesting thing. Yeah, so fun fact, right? Yeah. Fun fact. So the first wine we're going to try, I don't know why that was such a nerdy thing. Okay, so the first wine we're going to try is from the Rapel Valley of Chile, and it's called Casas del Bosque Reserva Carménère.
Okay. Did your buddy help you out with that?
No. And this
Did he
was
do that for you?
No, he didn't. This is a wine enthusiast best buy, so I'm very curious what we think about this one. The Rapel Valley is in the central coast of Chile. It's about 20 miles from the coast, and they grow a lot of wine there. It grows evidently about a quarter of all the wine grapes grown in Chile are grown there. So how about that?
Wow.
Now, Casas del Bosque is evidently a little bit closer to the coast and at a higher elevation. So they actually specialize in growing cooler climate wines like Pinot Noir or Chardonnay or Riesling. So what they do is they actually contract with vintners who make Carmenère and they bring it to their winery to make it. So now, there's some interesting things about the way they make Carmenère that I learned on the interwebs. And this, I'm going to explain what they do in this one, but this is common. So they crush the wines and they put them in stainless steel tanks and they give them an initial fermentation. And then they take half the wine. I'm not kidding. They take half the wine and they put it into barrels. And they keep the other half of the wine in stainless steel and they do malolactic fermentation. And then they combine them again and they filter them and they bottle them.
Because they don't want it to be like too oaky.
I guess that's part of it. And they want to do this malolactic fermentation as well. So that helps reduce acidity in wine and smooth it out. We've talked about it before. And so makes me wonder what the final product is going to taste like. Malolactic kind of like mellows the wine out. Oak, can sharpen. I don't know. We're going to see if this is kind of a mellow wine or kind of a higher tannin wine. I don't know. We're going to find out.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next wine is called Viu Manent Secreto Carménère. Okay, secreto means secret.
Oh my.
Yeah, more of the mystery.
Like it.
And it is mysterious because evidently 15% of this wine is a secret red wine blend. I am not kidding.
What?
So it's 85% Carmenère and 15%
Who
we won't
knows?
tell you.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it could be...
It's a surprise.
Yeah, it could be a good surprise or a bad secret. We don't know. Okay. So they do the same thing. Malolactic fermentation. They split the wine between stainless steel and oak, but they mix it a little different. The last one is like 50-50. They split it 50-50. And this one they do 42% is in French oak barrels for 10 months and 58%, don't ask me, is held in stainless steel and concrete tanks. Okay.
What? So they have to measure that out or like weigh it out. Oh my God.
They got like maybe they have
and they've tried like 43 and okay,
I guess maybe they have like
a lot of work.
Those, like you have measuring cups, one's like 1 cup or half a cup. Maybe they got one that's a 58%.
They must.
I guess. I don't know. All right. So I think this one will be a little fresher maybe tasting because they don't age it quite as long, I think. Anyway. And then the last wine is called Los Vascos Cromas Gran Reserva Carménère.
Wow,
so
nice job.
It's not just a Reserva. The first one that we talked about is a Reserva. This is a Gran Reserva.
What?
Yes, I know. It's Gran.
It's a secret.
So now, that's the last one.
But
this is a Gran.
But why is it a Gran?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I will tell you why. So first of all, this is 100% Carmenère. It's received a bunch of accolades. So James Suckling, of course, gave it a really high rating, but also Vinnius and Wine Spectator gave it a good rating. So I trust them.
Okay.
And this wine is often described like me as intense, muscular, creamy, flavorful, and vibrant.
Wow,
that sounds like me.
That's it. That's it. They said it right there.
Now, exactly. Now, I think the reason why it's called a Gran Reserva, I don't know this, is they do the same thing. They put this 50-50, but they age the wines in the oak barrels for a little bit longer. It's at least 12 months. So this might be why they call it Gran Reserva. I'm not sure. Okay, so I think this will be good. We have 3 wines. They're all made from the same grape except for the one with a little secret blend in it.
Ooh.
They're all produced in similar ways with this weird splitting and putting in some in stainless steel and some in barrels, but different enough that I'm wondering what we're going to taste differently about them. So what do you think?
This will be fun. I'm excited.
Should we do it?
Let's do it.
All right. Hang on. We'll be right back, and we're going to try our first wine.
Okay.
Okay, we are back and we're ready to try our first wine. I will say I had a little error on opening these up. So first of all, I opened them all up early. So they've all been open for like half an hour as we kind of talked. So that's good. They're supposed to be decanted. And these are younger wines, so I think this will help. But I did have a little goof up when I was taking the cork out of this one.
It happens.
It split. but I was actually double actually able to save it. So that's good. So not a total disaster. Okay, so this is the Casas del Bosque Reserva Carménère. This is from the Rapel Valley of Chile. The producer is Casas del Bosque. This is a 2018. The price is $15.99. I got it at wine.com. It's 13.5% alcohol. It's 100% Carménère. So what are you smelling, Carmela?
Well, I think I'm getting some like wood on it. I'm getting some cherry, I'd say.
I'm getting like a little bit of smoke or like matchstick. You know, like a smoke, like I'm sorry.
Maybe that's where I'm
match.
getting the wood from.
Yeah, match that has been struck and blown out.
Ooh, okay. Yep.
Red fruit, that cherry or red fruit. There's some sort of red fruit in there. They're
Kind
also
of a tart cherry.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I was thinking. It could be like a plum, actually, like a red plum.
Yeah,
you know,
rather
like
than an Italian, little sharper.
More tart plum. I like it. I mean, I think it's got a very pleasant smell, despite the cork in my glass. It's got a I do have little pieces of cork in there.
Mine looks good.
And it's pretty looking wine.
It's a beautiful wine.
It's
very dark.
It is a dark, deep color. It's a very pretty looking wine.
Yes.
And I like the bottle, too. I thought the bottle looked cool. Okay, so let's try
it out.
Ooh. It's pretty strong.
It is strong. It's hot.
It is hot. Like you,
It's
Cameron, is hot. Like me.
Yeah, exactly. No, it is. It's little. What's the alcohol in it? I know you told me
13.5.
Yeah, so it's high.
Yeah,
I can taste the alcohol, I think.
Yeah, well, it's still young. I mean, it's 2018, so it's still young, even though it got an extra 6 months.
Right. But it's not highly tannic, though. Do you think? I don't think it's like sticking around. It's not like.
No.
The back end isn't. It's like it's a little bit sharp on the front end. Yeah, it's not bad.
It's very tart. Like I feel like plum. I feel like I'm getting plum on it.
Yeah. Probably more than the cherry idea. I mean, it's definitely a tart cherry.
Or maybe like even a sour cherry.
Right, like an very underripe.
Yeah, I think it's more like a tart plum. That's really what I'm getting. There's some richness in it. I think it's young and I think it needs to be decanted longer. There's some richness in it. There's some like almost like chocolate. Like on the back end of it, there's almost like chocolate notes, cocoa notes. Yeah. I'm also getting there's definitely wood.
You're tasting the wood too.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of like pepper, like chili, like hot pepper.
Okay, like red pepper flakes.
Like hot red pepper flakes.
Okay.
I'm getting a little bit of that sharpness.
There's a little heat to it.
There's some heat. Yeah. But also that kind of that flavor, that unique kind of flavor of red pepper flakes, you know?
Right. It's pleasant. I like it.
I do too.
What about food? I'm going to jump in and ask you first because this is something.
Red meat. It's a red meat.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is something I could see you enjoying with the meal. So you do something big, bold meat.
Yeah, I think a roast, like a nice roast would be really good with a roast.
Like a beef roast or a pork roast?
Yes, both. Either. Like, I think you could do it. I think it needs to be something that's, kind of rich.
Yes.
Some broken down fat,
Yeah, this feels like a fall wine.
Fall wine. This is definitely a fall wine. We're in fall.
Carménère.
The day
November
is coming
24th.
Up. Yeah.
Happy
what would you
Carménère.
Eat? Yeah, happy Carménère Day. Forget Thanksgiving. Celebrate Carménère.
Right. What's more important? Wait out.
Actually, just because it's coming up, you could serve this on Thanksgiving.
Oh, for sure.
I think you could it would hold up really well to things like gravy and stuffing and that kind of stuff. Some of the richer foods. Turkey, it'll probably like overpower the turkey a little bit, but I could see it in some of those richer foods.
Right.
But what would you eat with this wine?
Well, I would go with, I could do some of the same things. If I'm going to eat red meat, I would normally go towards a roast or even like those little lamb-sickles.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the little lamb. Oh, the little lamb chops.
Would be good. And I'm not I don't need a ton of lamb, but when we have that lamb, I think this would complement it really nicely.
Yeah, and those when we get those ribs.
Those beef. Are those beef?
Yeah.
Those are
they're
really
beef
good.
ribs. Yeah. Those are really good. And I think that would go really well with this.
Yes.
So like a Korean rib or something would be really good. Spicy foods, a lot of times red wines and spicy foods, you don't want to really put them together. But I think this would work really well.
Well, and I like this because I don't think that it's got flavor, but it's not going to blow you away and overpower food.
No, it doesn't have like those lip smacking tannins. It's kind of got an acidy kind of feel to it. Yeah. So I like it.
I like it too.
What rating? I'm surprised by how much I actually kind of dig it.
Yeah.
What rating would you give it?
Well, I think I would buy this. This is actually something that
Oh,
is
I should
appealing to
say,
me.
sorry, I should have said
yeah.
this. So, as a reminder on our rating scale, what we do is we rate on a scale of 1 to 10. No halvesies, right? No halvesies.
No mixed numbers.
Yeah, 7 and above means that we would buy it. 4 and below means we're going to dump it out in various degrees. And then a 5 or 6 means, we'll probably finish it. But if there's something better, we'll pick that up.
Right.
So you said you'd buy it. So
think I'd
definitely you're
buy
going
it.
7 or above.
Yeah, I think so. Because again, you are more of the red wine drinker in the relationship. But if I were
That's not a secret.
no,
It's not a mystery.
not a mystery. It's not a secret at all. But so I don't know. I think I'd probably give it a 7.
Okay. I think I'm going to do the same. I reserve the right to change my rating. I actually think it's a little young. And, they did say those people, them out there, they said it could age 5 to 15 years. I could see this settling down. I think it's still young. It's got like a little bit of vibrancy in it that needs to calm down a little.
I agree.
Well, good start.
Nice. I know. I'm excited to try the next one.
Yeah, so we kind of did things a little bit out of order. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll start kind of with the cheapest wine first and then move up the pay scale, whatever. This one I started with the Reserva, so we'll see what we think. I thought it would be interesting to kind of see
Change
the
it up.
difference. Yeah, so we're going to take a break. We're going to clean out our glasses and we're going to try our next wine.
Okay.
Okay, we are back. I'm ready to try our next wine. So the first reaction Carmela had was, what's wrong with this label?
Oh, yikes. I don't know. It says secreto or
Which is
secret.
Yeah,
But then it has kind of a
dude kind of
scary.
hiding.
It's like a scary secret.
It's not.
I don't
it's just
know.
a cartoon. Okay, but then on the label on the neck, there's like some rating on it. I
Yeah.
was like, what is this rating?
Okay, so it says, get this, Master of Wine.
Master of Wine.
2019 report gives it a 91.
And who is this Master of Wine?
You're
There's a
asking
name on
me?
there, isn't there? A
You're
name?
asking
Mark
me?
something?
Oh, Tim Atkins.
Oh, Tim Atkins, part
Tim
of the Atkins crew.
Oh,
I don't know
do
him.
you know him?
No, wow, would I
Oh,
know him?
oh.
Master. Evidently,
Best
he's
of
the Master
Chile.
of Wine. Best of Chile.
Master of
all
the
right,
house.
Whatever. All right, let's talk about this wine. This is the Master of the house. He's not Master of my house. That's Carmela. Okay. It does say vegan or vegan on the back. Okay.
Oh, okay.
This is Viu Manent Secreto Carménère. This is from the Colchagua Valley in Chile. The producer is Viu Manent. This is a 2018. It was $12.99 at wine.com. This is 14% alcohol, so a little bit more. It is 85% Carmenere and 15%. We won't tell
don't
you.
know.
It's a secret blend. So what have you been smelling, Carmela?
Okay, so it's already calmed down a touch. When I first smelled it, I was like, whoa, what is that? It's definitely got a rubbing alcohol smell.
I think it's got a little stank on it.
There's something a little bit off, but I don't know if it's a rubbing alcohol or what do
It
you
smells
think?
like old wooden box. Like it smells like
Whoa,
your
whoa.
grandfather's chest that we have in this basement.
The
Not
Hope
his
chest?
actual, his wooden chest.
We didn't
That would
keep
be
his
terrible.
chest.
He died, but we kept his chest.
Oh, yikes. Okay.
Anyway,
This is-
it kind of smells like old chest.
Like a hope chest. Again, a hope chest, people. We're not smelling each other's chest.
Okay, that's enough. In secret, what we do. It's a
We're
secreto.
both old, so.
God.
No,
I'm
we're
trying to
not
get
that old.
fruit. I'm not old. I'm trying to get like fruit on it. I don't feel like I'm tasting a lot of fruit or smelling. I haven't tasted it yet, but smelling. I guess there's some like plum or
I was going to say
black
plant.
There is. It's herbaceous.
It's like a plant leaf.
It smells like plants. It does. It's got a very earthy. It's very earthy.
I don't know. What kind of fruit are you getting on it?
I don't know, like a rotten fruit. I don't know. It doesn't smell very good. I mean, it's not like
Not as
horrible.
offensive as what we had
It's not
recently.
Carignan.
Yeah.
It smelled like my booty. Not
Not
my
your
chest. Okay, let's try this booty wine.
Oh,
Actually, it doesn't taste as bad as it smells.
no, but it doesn't taste great. I don't know. The other one was just a lot better.
A lot better.
I don't know. Let me try it again. What? Okay, hold on.
It's just kind of, I feel like the secret taste is Blah.
Like it's a bad secret.
It's not a bad secret. It's just not a very good secret. It's like it's when somebody says, "Hey, I got a secret for you," and then they tell you, and you're like, "Why is that a secret?"
Right,
like,
right.
That's not a secret.
Right.
That's just a bad story.
It's a secret, not a surprise. You know, like there's the secret and a surprise. A surprise usually ends up being good and exciting.
Yeah, this is one of those secrets. Like you should have kept that secret to yourself.
Exactly, in your chest or whatever.
In your grandfather's chest. Okay. What are you tasting? I'm
not really sure. Not a lot of fruit.
No. Kind of tastes like wine. Do you know what I'm saying?
Kind of like those the ones with the wicker. Oops.
Yeah.
You
the
know,
old Chianti ones?
Yes.
It kind of tastes like a not very good wine.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it's grapey. It's kind of grapey.
Yes, it kind of
Which sounds
is.
stupid because we're tasting wine and isn't wine made from grapes, Carmela?
Yes, it is. But why do you think that they add this as a blend? Like, what would they add to it do you think that made that kind of...
I think Carménère can be a little bit like overpowering, which is why they do this malolactic fermentation. So maybe the blend is supposed to mellow it out a little bit, like give it a nice like calm blend or something. Rounder, yeah. But it's just not. To me, it's like there's not much there. I mean, what food would you eat it with?
It's super tart at the back too. I just don't know if it would be great with food. I don't think it would complement it very well. I think you'd probably want something kind of big.
Mint.
You want mint.
Tasting mint.
Oh, okay.
I'm tasting mint.
Okay. I was like,
don't you taste a little bit of mint or something?
Like a menthol?
Yeah, like menthol.
Yeah, not like a chocolate chip mint.
No.
Like more mentholy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a little menthol behind it.
And little like pencil, but not a good pencil. Like sometimes pencil's a really nice taste. When
was the last time you tasted a pencil?
No, it's a good graphite or whatever. It's supposed to be a good wine taste. I don't know. I don't know what I would eat this. I would probably not eat anything with this because I don't really like it that much.
I wouldn't either. Darn it.
I don't hate it. Like, I'm not sure. Let's get to the rating. I'm not sure if I would give it like...
What are you going to give it? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's quite a 4. Like, here's the way I'm thinking about it. Carmela.
Okay.
It's not great. So if I had another choice, I would go to the other choice. But I kind of feel like it's one of these wines that you have at like a party... You know, and like somebody who doesn't...
Third or fourth glass.
Yeah, or somebody who like thinks they know wine. I'm being such a dick here, but like...
Wow, you are such a beep.
No, but I'm like, you kind of don't know wine, but you picked a wine and because you think it's kind of good and it's kind of like, it tastes like wine. It's like wine-ish. It just doesn't... It's not very impressive. I don't know. It just feels like you know what it tastes like to me? It tastes like Merlot. Like one of those boring...
But worse.
No, one of those boring, crummy Merlots that you get at the grocery store. That's what it tastes like.
Yeah.
So
what are you gonna rate?
I'm going to give it a 5. I mean, it's a generous 5.
That's pretty nice.
A generous 5, because I don't actually think... Well... Okay, here's the deal. Like, when we're done with our episodes, we generally have too much wine left over, and some of it we drink, and some of it we end up pouring out. This is going to be the bottle we end up pouring out, because we're just not going to get to it.
Right.
But I'm not pouring it out because I hate it. I'm pouring it out because it's at least so far, it's the one we're just not going to get to.
Right.
Before
we're not going to choose
before
that.
It's not good anymore.
Exactly.
That's the way I feel about it.
Okay. So I think, if I had a choice, I probably wouldn't finish it. Like I don't hate it either. It's not like I'm like, like I need to find the sink quick or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
I've got a secret. Oh.
No. That's so gross. No. Jeez. No, that's not at all what I was thinking.
Open up the chest. I'm gonna barf.
No.
Okay, come on.
I've had like 2 sips of this
Okay,
wine.
well, you just...
Anyway.
It's like the mystery. What would you rating would you give
My rating is a secret. It's a secreto.
Okay, come on.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 4.
Wow.
I'm probably not going to finish it.
Okay, 4. So this one, like... I feel like I gave it a generous 5. Like I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. But I wouldn't like say this is crap.
Okay.
It's not. It's just not good.
Everything about it is a little weird.
I'm being awfully nice about it.
I'm being a real jerk.
You're a little jerky jerk.
I know. Okay. I feel bad, but I don't feel bad. I just don't.
You shouldn't feel bad.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna take a break and we're gonna try our last wine.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Okay, we're back and we're ready to try our last wine. This is the Los Vascos Cromas Gran Reserva Carménère. Carménère. This is the longest name ever. So it's also from the Colchagua Valley in Chile. The producer is Los Vascos, and they are part of the Taub family of wine companies, whatever that means. I don't know. I just found it on the interwebs. All right, get over it.
Wow.
This is 2019. It was $19.99 at wine.com. So it just made the mark.
Broke the bank on this one.
Yeah. This is 14.5% alcohol.
Gosh.
I know, it's 100% Carménère. And James Suckling gave it a 93. Vinius gave it a 91. And Wine Spectator gave it a 90. Okay, so what are you smelling? Those are high ratings, by the way.
Yeah,
those are high ratings.
Well, I'm getting
As if you didn't know. Like, people are like, really? I thought 90 was not high.
Wait,
Is
what's the
on a
highest?
scale of 1,000,000?
Yeah. Well, true. We don't know. What is the scale?
100
I know.
million.
Whoa.
No.
Okay, so I am getting some kind of wood on this again or something.
I'm getting fruit, too.
Okay.
It's a little musty. It's a little earthy smelling, but I'm
not
getting...
bad. Not like off-putting. No, not as off-putting as the other one.
No, it's not at all. But I am getting some like red fruit.
What kind?
I'm getting some spice too. Like I feel like I'm getting some like cayenne pepper or something on it. Like
okay.
what fruit? It's like a red cherry kind of.
Okay.
It's kind of a dark red cherry.
Yeah,
to
more
it.
of a ripe one like that. First one was pretty tart. I wonder what it's going to taste
I
like.
feel like I'm getting spice.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, not like a baking spice.
No. Like
a
no.
paprika. No.
No, like paprika or cayenne. Like
Yeah,
a cayenne
that's what I
pepper.
mean.
Like a cayenne pepper.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I'm kind of interested in this one. I'm kind of excited to try it. Woohoo!
Say Christmas.
No secret about it. Okay, let's try it.
Ooh.
It's nice.
It's very
It's
nice.
good. Ooh, it's got
big. It's spicy.
It tastes like chili.
It kind of
Chile.
does.
No, I mean,
Oh my.
no, it's got like cayenne pepper. It tastes like cayenne pepper on the back.
What is doing that, do you think?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think this is part of the grape, but I'm definitely getting, don't you think
Yes,
I'm getting like
I'm-
a hot pepper on the end?
Yes.
It tastes like when you eat a pepper and
Like
there's
a fresh pepper too,
yeah,
even.
there's like a green, like a bell pepper or something?
No, like a
red
hotter,
bell pepper?
like a jalapeno, like that heat,
Oh, jalapeno.
that little bit of heat.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you.
Yeah. Huh. But I am getting kind of that some of those spices too, like you said, like a chili powder or
Yeah.
the paprika. It's spicy, more spice than fruit for
Yeah,
me.
but I am getting a little bit of something on the front, but it's not quite a cherry. It might be a tart cherry, but I think it's a little more raspberry. It almost tastes raspberry-ish to me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think?
I
Maybe
think
a little
so,
like
yeah.
tart. It's a tart
Because
berry.
the raspberries, they're not quite as sweet. Especially a real red one, So I can taste that. I think a little bit more.
It's super interesting.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
kinda
more
liking
complex than.
Yeah, it's different. And this is young. I think this is a young wine. Like, I think it's still a little sharp, a little hot. Like, not just hot because we're tasting the pepper, but a little hot like it's too much alcohol. Because I think it needs to mellow out a little bit. I think it needs more time because this is a 2019.
And it's 14.5% alcohol.
Yeah, I actually think this one could spend some time in the cellar. I'm not just saying that because I read that
We'll
it
give
should
it a
be in time to.
room and we'll-
give it a pillow and a
Yeah,
little
we'll
a
say-
binky
yeah.
and a binky. No, but I mean,
A cork.
no, I think it's good. I think it's actually pretty young.
So you're thinking maybe these wines should, all of them, like they said, or they recommended.
Them.
Those people
I think.
said.
Well, here's what I'd say: the secreto, like you don't need to age it because it's not worth aging.
Right.
This one and the first one, I definitely
Give it more time.
Totally, and I think they're they're age worthy. It's a really interesting, different kind of wine.
Yeah.
It is not Merlot tasting to me.
I don't think
It's
so
very different
either.
tasting than
Yeah.
a Merlot. I think the secreto had more of a Merlot taste to it. That kind of flabbier kind of body like mouth feel. But these are sharper, like better with food kind of wine. So let's talk
What
about.
what would you eat with this?
I mean, again, the strange thing is usually when we talk about spicy foods, a lot of times you talk about white wines, like white wines
Right,
with
a little
some
more-
acidity to
right.
them, like a Sauvignon Blanc or a Riesling or something, a dry Riesling or something that can really cut through. I feel like these would do fine with spicy foods.
I think so too. There's a little bit of tart. There's a little tartness on it
Yeah.
that could stand up to that spice. That would actually be a nice balance for it.
And the fact that these like grilled foods, but also like a jerk chicken, like a Jamaican jerk chicken,
that would be
I think would go okay because
delicious.
it's got some like fire in the wine too.
Yes,
Like I think it
yes.
would actually go well with it.
Yeah.
I think something spicy like a jalapeno burger
Well, and
would do really well with this. You know,
And Chilean food.
I actually don't know Chilean food.
I wonder
I think they have a lot of seafood.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I wonder, do you think this would go with seafood? It could go with, I guess, fried foods, like a fried fish.
Sure.
I think.
I think so. Yeah. But that's what I was kind of wondering if the food, I don't know.
But
very
you know
well
what?
either.
I feel like you could actually do some sushis with this.
Oh, really? With the wasabi?
Yes, that's what it's making me think of is wasabi, something
okay.
kind of spicy at the end. Yeah. So I don't know. I
think
kind
it's
of like
a really nice wine.
I think it's good. It's different. It's really different than the wines. So I will say, like, usually the wines I like are like Pinot Noirs and Barbarescos and things like that. So those are usually a little bit like they're fruitier. They're like fruitier. This one is not quite as like fruity. It's more like spicy.
It's definitely spicy. It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
it's a great change. It's a great change.
Too. It's kind of fun. So like what rating would you give this wine?
Well, gosh, I'm thinking to myself, if I gave the first one a 7, this one definitely should get a 7.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it, and again, red wine is not my go-to if I'm going to enjoy wine, but I'm going to give it another 7. I'm going to give it a 7, keeping that in mind.
Okay. I kind of think I am tossed between this one and the other. I'm starting with the 7 on both, but I feel like I'm underrating these wines and I'm overrating the Secreto. Like I gave that one a 5, and it probably doesn't deserve a 5. And I kind of feel like these deserve at least a 7. I'm kind of feeling like the first one, I might go back. I'm going to re-rate the first one and give it an 8.
Okay.
I just kind of really liked it. I
Yeah,
kind of want to taste it again.
Yeah.
But this one I like a lot. I don't know why I'm not giving it an 8. Maybe I'm going to give this one an 8 too. It's so different.
It's different.
I'm digging it.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I wonder what it would be
I'm
interesting.
Changing. I'm going to an 8.
Okay, for both of those.
Yep.
Okay, I feel like I'd be so interested to try this with somebody. Like this would be a fun wine to have, like if you're having a couple over and you just want to try something new, somebody who appreciates trying new wine, because it is so different and it's got so much spice on it. I wonder it'd be interesting to see somebody else's reaction to it.
Yeah.
Because we're both enjoying it and think it's unusual, but it's like a secret surprise.
Yeah, I don't know. So which one of these are you finishing tonight?
Well, I think that I probably would go back to the first one.
Yeah, I think I am too. So we're going to have to battle over that one.
What?
But that's okay. We'll drink that one and then we'll drink this one. And then the Secreto probably just won't make it. Well, it's down the drain like in a couple of days when we feel bad.
Yes.
Okay. And so overall, like Carménère, I'm like happy about Carménère.
Yeah, I think it was a great one to test out and try.
Yeah, Carignan, Carménère, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about taste profiles expected from Carménère.
Okay.
Wine Folly says that the usual tastes are like raspberry, green bell pepper, plum, green peppercorn, and vanilla. And then also raspberry sauce, sour cherry, green peppercorn, and a granite-like minerality. You can have red berry aromas, tart flavors of raspberry, can have a taste similar to kale, can have herbaceous bitter notes, and it can have a bittersweet note like cocoa powder. You said cocoa powder. Wine Traveler and Grape Grain also say these things: spicy earth notes, dark chocolate, tobacco, leather, plum, black pepper, chocolate, pomegranate, blackberry, blackcurrant, violets, coffee, and mint. I was getting some mint at one point.
Right.
Okay, this is what the Casas de Bosque, this is what Jane's Suckling said, and Wine Enthusiast. So, nose of fern, moss, bramblebush, raspberries, and wild herbs. We're getting earthy. The other Wine Enthusiast opens up with rose petals, plum, and struck match.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting. Blackberry plums, meaty flavors.
Oh.
And dark chocolate notes. Agree with that. The Viu Manent Secreto, intense violet in color, aromas of fresh red fruits and spices typical of varieties such as black pepper and sweet spices, red fruits and berries with a bit of blonde tobacco. I don't know what the hell that is. I know. It's just they're trying to make something up. Okay, in the Los Vascos Croma, this last one, dark berries with sweet tobacco and flower stem undertones. A hint of chocolate and cedar at the end. Another one said the wood floats over blackberry and raspberry aromas, accompanied by roasted red pepper and fruit jam. And then another one says vibrant acidity backs the concentrated dark fruit and Asian spice flavors with dark chocolate accents, followed by dried mint and forest floor notes on the finish. I don't know.
Oh, God.
They didn't get that spiciness.
Not as much.
I was getting really spicy.
Well, and maybe it's just that we're not as accustomed to this type of wine, or we just don't drink this as often.
Yeah. I guess
but no, we did okay.
We got some. We got some, but
for sure.
our taste is our taste. damn it.
For sure, everybody's unique.
Everybody's different.
Right.
Okay. So I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm
thought
happy
that
that
was
we
a
did this.
big success.
I'm so glad that we didn't have the further mystery of it being a crappy wine.
Right.
So it's really
right.
nice.
This is worth a listen.
And it's super fun. This is why we do this series. It's super fun to try something that you've never tried before and maybe like it.
Exactly.
So there you go.
Nice, honey. That was fun.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that was fun. So we want to thank you all out there in listening land for listening to us. And while you're thinking about it, you can subscribe and maybe give us a nice rating. How about that? 5 stars. Why not?
Woo.
And we'd love to hear from you. So you can reach out to us on our website, thewinepairpodcast.com. And you can email us at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com. And you can follow us on Instagram. And you can follow us on Counter Social, our Twitter alternative of choice, which seems to be a pretty positive environment. You can DM us, reach out to us. Tell us what wines you want us to try, what things you want us to talk about. I don't know what. I'm just rambling.
You're
At this point, I'm just
making for dinner
rambling.
this week.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. And Thanksgiving and all that stuff.
Right.
Anyway, so we want to thank you for listening to the Wine Pair Podcast. We'll see you next time. And as we like to say, life is short, so stop drinking shitty wine. Bye-bye.
Bye.
How much you love me and the happy ending.